Hello. I was getting comments that of how I learned to speak a language because I know Japanese. And when I got these comments, I didn't really know how to put it in words. I just put study, I guess. But then I thought, no, that shouldn't be right. So I conducted my own experiment, or at least theories in my head. I know this might sound insane, but when a baby learns to speak, or if you're a mother yourself, do you go up to your children and say, okay, well now you're going to have to learn to, read and write and speak even though you're only 2, so get out your textbooks? No, we don't do that, and that's completely inaccurate. What we do is we go up to the kid, book, sponge, door, and they listen to people interacting, and then just pick it up. You talk to the kid, and they hear you talking to other people, and maybe that's why people think that babies can learn languages better than adults can, because we always try to, get in textbooks and grammar rules and etc. But really, all you have to do is just listen to people and just talk to them, interact. For example, I know this boy, it's my friend's boyfriend, and he's Mexican, and he speaks Spanish. Yet, for Spanish 101, he's failing. Now you think that's insane. He knows Spanish, it should be easy for him, especially 101. That's basically baby talk. And then so we all asked him why, and he says it's proper Spanish. But really what I thought he meant was just the way it was taught. In no way I'm saying it's education for languages is bad, but in a way it really screws up your language. Like, just the way to speak it. For example, I never had one Japanese class. I would take it if they were any in school, but there's no Japanese classes. And I compared my Japanese, and I am actually taking a Spanish class for high school, and Japanese seems a lot easier to learn than Spanish. And I wonder why. Japanese is like backwards English, and Spanish is very similar to English. So, I thought of the way I was taught. I talked and listened to people like a baby did. So really, the way to learn is learn like a baby. I know that might sound insane because we seem more intelligent than babies, but you need to learn like a simple child. You see this? No more. Like, no more grammar or nuts and bolts or whatever they talk about, because that's just going to screw you up. What you need to do, if classroom is really good for you, I guess, if you're just that kind of learner, then just go to that then. But if you are learning a language and you seem like it's just impossible for you, this is the way to do it. Because when I did this, I couldn't get it. I was so far behind in Japanese, and I didn't know why. But then I start listening to people, and I start getting into the language and talking to people. And I know it might be hard because you have no one to talk to in French or Portuguese or whatever. But here's the best way to do it. Watch anime, but not in English dub. Use it with Japanese and sub. Because I've known people, that actually helped me learn a lot, because you're listening to people interact like a child. Or any Japanese shows, or like a song. We don't mean to memorize a song or go, okay, well this is the song, so we have to memorize it. We go, oh, this is a really good song. You listen to a lot, and all of a sudden you memorize it. So listen to Japanese songs that have a catchy beat, or that's your genre. They have many music. They even have English in a lot of their songs. Don't flashcards would always help me go to study, but I wouldn't do that really anymore. Like, I would for science or algebra, but not language. Another way, basically just don't do the classroom way. If you have to because you are in school, then do it their way at school, but then do it your way when you get home. That's what I did. If I just did the classroom way, I wouldn't know one Spanish word. I have friends who know Spanish very well that are from Mexico or El Salvador or Spain or any other Spanish country, so you talk to them. Isn't it easier, though, to talk to them rather than, okay, well, then I'm just going to go in this book? Oh, but in a way, it actually is. You don't learn to write before. You want to learn to speak it and then write it. Like, that's why I don't like the school way. I think our education system, they need to quit the books. I know it's law, they have to have this certain amount of tests. So give them tests, but how you write the test differently. Like, put in conversations with missing words and see what it is. Like, I have a boyfriend, and he's trying to learn Japanese too, and he thinks it's just so wise to just try to memorize everything in a book and just cram it in his head. And that's why he doesn't really, he's learning well, but not as good as his full potential. You have to be really into the language. You can't just do it, oh, well, 5 days and then I'm just going to go. You have to be completely into this language, just like art or any other talent. The language is basically a talent. Well, I hope that helped, but remember, no more trying to cram yourself in and hours of grammar rules and tests, because babies don't learn like that. And you have to learn like a baby to really get it in. Like, by the time of 2 years of speaking, they already know a lot of words. And with languages, you don't have to learn every single little word to know a language of thousands, when really you only have to learn maybe a little bit. If you have no one to talk to, go to the internet and listen to conversations. Or when you're learning a language, they'll say that, like, the word, the foreign word, and then the English word, just keep listening to it like a song. Don't write it down for notes. Unless you have photographic memory like I do, that really does help. Just, basically, I know I'm babbling, just learn like a baby. And I'm not saying for teachers out there, I'm saying this would really help. I'm not a professional, I'm still in high school, I have no majors in Japanese, which I'm planning to get in college. But I have no majors, no bachelor's degrees. I'm not saying the way you teach is wrong. I'm just saying, for me, as a bilingual person, or trilingual if you want to get my native accent, that really you just listen to the people. That's all you have to do. And don't try to cram in tests. Make the tests like conversations. And make sure you don't learn to read the language until you know how to speak it very well, because if you try writing it or reading it at the same time, you will screw up and it will just get mumbo jumbo in your head. Just, like I said, learn like a mere child. That's all. I hope I helped, and sorry if I babble a lot. Bye.